First of all, I would like to wish you all a very happy new year. Have a sound health, sound mind, and happy and healthy lifestyle. And best wishes to you all. I missed last couple of weeks. I was busy with family, going out and stuff. School kids, school holiday as well, so didn't get chance to publish last couple of episodes. Yep, actually, I've got a couple of goodies received as a gift, a couple of gifts. So people been watching my program, and then the first gift was received from my sister-in-law in Sydney. She gave me this cup. She's been watching my program, and she always saw me drinking tea in this white cup. So yeah, maybe from next time I'm gonna be drinking tea in this cup. Yeah, thank you for this. And another gift I received is from my wife. Every time she comes, she sees me like I'm recording from my mobile phone, and I put my mobile phone anywhere, like a tissue box or somewhere to lean on. So she just gave me this thing. It has got the phone mounting tripod, and it has got like a ring light as well. So this is pretty cool. So from next time I'm gonna be using this. So yeah, thank you. Thanks to my wife for this. And this book I received last month actually. I haven't thanked properly. And this book came on anonymous, like anonymous sender. And I found out this book actually from my friend in Singapore. So this is a Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. So great writer. And thank you all for thinking about me in this part. And especially I received some feedback from my social media post that actually some of you liked my post, and then I received quite a good positive feedback on the level of professionalism, or the relatable story, let's say. And then thank you for that. And I will cover that. But how to become an effective writer, how to write effectively, or how to write storytelling effectively. And I will tell the best practices, and I will tell my version of the story as well, how I started writing, and how do I write, how do I actually make that whole thing, put it together. And I'm gonna be explaining that part today. The world's best writers. I read a lot. The pattern, the world's best writers have three things in common. That's something what I have found, and something what I practice as well. Um, I'm not the best writer. I haven't published a book or something, but I've been writing for a while. But I'll tell you what the world's best writer actually they do. Number one, they establish the thinking pattern. Your mind, your thinking pattern is actually, that's where your creativity, your writing, your thought process kicks in from. That's where it starts from. So that's the number one part, that the best writers actually they establish the thinking pattern. So when they think, they're already thinking in a pattern that actually is like similar to you already wrote in a piece of paper or computer or somewhere. So your thinking pattern is the number one key factor to become a creative writer or effective writer. Number two, just by thinking, or just by establish the thinking pattern, it doesn't happen anything unless you put that somewhere. So the best writer, what they do is actually they capture the moment. Capturing the moment actually is a magic. That's when you actually the the live moment, you're putting that into practice somewhere. You're keeping a record of that so that you don't forget it. So the between the thinking and the making a note, that's where many people, they don't do it. And that's why the many people, they don't become writer. They just become a thinker, because they didn't make effort to write one line of what exactly they're thinking at that particular moment of time. So capturing the moment is a great skill, or the effort itself. More than the skill, it requires an effort. For example, I think a lot. I think a lot, and I now think in a pattern. So whenever I'm driving or anything, anywhere I'm going, so let's say, for example, if I'm thinking about something else, I quickly pull over my car, I stop it, and I make a note on my mobile phone so that I don't forget it. So that's making a note is the second step of being a writer. The third step is actually where everything happens. Third step is elaborating, the storytelling. So first you had a thinking, you thought about something. The second step, you made a note of it, about, like, say, index of the book, like, for example, one line, and then you don't forget it. So when you write it, when you elaborate that into a story, let's say after a couple of weeks or month or something, when you go back to that one line that you made note, it will take you back to the exact moment when you were thinking something. So that is the magic of making a note. So if you didn't make that note, you would have forgotten the moment. You would have written the story, but you wouldn't be able to give life on the words you're trying to put into your story. So now you already have your note written, then it becomes easier to elaborate that into a story. When you elaborate, make it precise, make it nice, make it short, make it like you're writing a story, you're writing something for readers, you're not writing for yourself. So when you write something, the readers have to feel good about it, readers have to enjoy it, readers have to be in a position to relate your story into their life. So that is the purpose of writing. So it doesn't have to be complex. It's how to simplify, how to make it precise, and how to make it relatable. That the end of the day, your message has to be passed across in a very simple format that actually your readers like about it. That's the goal of it. Okay? And then the third part is a wrapping up, or you call it conclusion in essay writing. When you wrap up your story, in again 2 to 3 lines. The first few lines, 2 to 3, 4 lines, right? In the middle, whatever paragraphs you're trying to organize, about 2, 3 paragraphs in the middle. And again, wrapping up part is again 3 to 4 lines or 2 to 3 lines. What is the takeaway of that story? Why should I read your story? Why should I read? That is what you're going to tell in the conclusion or wrapping up story. Okay? Don't forget, we are beginner in the beginning. So everybody is beginner when you start something, right? So there is nobody actually fall from the sky as an expert. So don't be shy in expressing what you think. Straight away you write it. You put it in a piece of paper, you make a note on mobile phone, but don't let that moment go away. Capture the moment. So as you practice, as you go, then what happens is actually it comes automatically. It comes automatically that as soon as you think, then you start making a note. That is your beginning of writing. Even though you didn't publish it, even though you didn't expose it, even though you didn't actually put it on social media anywhere, but what you did was you actually wrote it. You made a note. And then even after 2-3 years, you go back to you what made the note you made, that will take you to the exact story, what you were thinking at that moment. But if you did not make that note, you forgot. If we forget, you cannot be remembering everything. So that is the art of writing. So my suggestion, have a whatever you think. Don't first focus on grammar, punctuation, wordings, complexity, that sort of thing. First, just write it exactly the way you feel it. Then, as you write over the period of time, you start refining the writing. Then when you go back to your previous writing and you look at your current writing, then you will feel the difference. If I go back and see the some of the writings I did 6 years ago and some of the writings I do now, I write exactly the same thing in 5 lines that I wrote in 20 lines before. So that your whole grammar, whole punctuation, whole pattern, whole wording, vocabulary, everything, it takes practice. There's one important the benefit of establishing the thinking pattern. Actually, I forgot to mention that before. Is as you go, as you mature, as you mature with the level of creative thinker you are, it helps in your speaking as well. So it did to me. So when I started going and talking in some of the public places, right? Then what happens is your story is already in your mind, already structured. Same thing like when you write it, you put comma, exclamation sign, full stop, quotes. It's already built in your mind. Actually, you already have those punctuations in your mind even before you actually put it in a piece of paper or somewhere writing. Then when you talk, your format is the exact format that you are going to write. So you establishing your thinking pattern is actually helps in your speaking as well, not just the writing. So that is the art of thinking. That's a different chapter actually. The creative thinker, the art of thinking is a different chapter. But that is the primary part. That is the primary part of being creative speaker or being a creative writer. Since I just remember about how it helps in your speaking as well. Since you establish your thinking pattern, I just thought about putting this, mentioning this as well. So hope you got something out of it. Hope it helps, and please feel free to put comments on the video. I'm more than happy to help if there's something I can do, and then write it straight away. Okay, if you want to become a writer, you can't be lazy. You just need to put what you think into somewhere, and then that's where it starts from. And it takes practice. It's end of the day, it's practice. All right. Good luck. Thank you.